RYUC After Action Report Essential Invitation to a Dance. This recording is part of a series of recordings reporting on an exploration into our creativity, collectively entitled Releasing Your Unlimited Creativity After Action Report, abbreviated RYUC-AAR. This particular recording addresses the creativity essential related to understanding the invitation to a dance. Background on the creativity essentials and the RYUC material. The creativity essentials are concepts, principles, ideas, or whatever one may wish to call them, related to the source out of which our creativity arises. The journey of exploration into our creativity revealed the essentials needed to be addressed and understood in some way by an individual if one desired to move as deep as possible into their own creativity, creative ability, and creative power in this incarnation. Otherwise, one would be placing self-imposed limits on their creativity. Essentials are not building blocks or fundamental items used to create something. Rather, the essentials are about the stuff out of which the building blocks and foundational items arise. It is suggested you ponder, contemplate, do your own experiments with the creativity essentials such that you know their truth for yourself. Here I wish to bring to your attention we each have a very unique perspective of creation. What I say and write about on the topic of creativity with its relationship with the creative essence of creation are my comments based on my observation and experience from the journey of exploration into our creativity. If what I say resonates with you, use it. Otherwise, it's recommended you do your own contemplation, experiments, and exploration into the variety of topics discussed here to see which true for yourself. Invitation to a dance. The creative essence of creation seeks to experience its creation through us. Our unique subjective awareness has been invited to dance with this energy, and with this energy desires to create an experience. However, being created out of the essence of creation, we are creators and cannot not create. Our problem or challenge with the creative essence of creation is to understand the dance in which we have been invited to experience, then co-create with the creative essence of creation and taking ownership of our experiences. What is important to note here is our unique subjective awareness has been invited to a dance with the energy which gives rise to our life, and to understand what this dance requests or requires of us. The essence of the challenge of the dance is between what our mind has come to think and believe and what the creative essence of creation desires to experience. The question that can be asked is, if we are the creative essence of creation experiencing its creation through us, what exactly is our role, and how is it that we co-create with the creative essence of creation? First, we need to realize our inherent creativity is much more encompassing and not limited to the usual way many individuals perceive creativity. Many see creativity as accessing different, if not new and original ideas. Or creativity is seen as a production of artistic works like books, music, painting, sculptures, movies, plays, and the like. However, creativity extends well beyond the usual perception of creativity and encompasses both creating our experiences and the reality of those experiences. In essence, our creativity is about creating a way of being in creation and experiencing creation. Here we need to remember what it means to create. To create is to bring something into existence. It can be a way of being, an object, an organization, or simply acting on any thought one may have. To create lies on a spectrum of creating an exact copy of something on one end of the spectrum and a new, original, never before seen or experienced at the other end of the spectrum. To create a copy of something, mind is very important to give all the details. But for something never before seen or experienced, mind is of little value. A truly creative endeavor is to bring into existence something not previously experienced or significantly different. The human mind only knows the past and what it has experienced. If what is created is something never before experienced, mind is of little value. As such, We must enter the unknown for a truly original creative endeavor. As such, our life is a new, never-before-seen or experienced creation. No one has lived our life before us, and no one will live our life after us. We are totally unique. Our life is a journey into the unknown. Mind only guesses at what it thinks will unfold, and as such lives in the anxiety of not knowing. Our mind continually looks to what is predictable, and it is difficult for mind to lie in the present moment to see what is being offered. The orchestration of the music may dictate a response, but nevertheless, we play our part in responding to what arises, and every action we take in the moment is to bring into existence an improvisational way of being in our response to life. Our response is a creative act and a co-creation with creation itself. In this regard, creation is extremely participatory. Think of any dance one does with a partner. There is a movement and a part to play within the orchestration of the music giving rise to the dance. The dancers are not puppets on a string. Rather, the dancers are free to move with the music being played. There is an improvisation and a choice within the movement of the dance. So too our response to life. The music is in the flow of our creative life energy, and the orchestration is the path our life takes in life. In realizing we co-create in every response we make, and every response we make directs us to the next experience, it becomes important to become aware of how we are responding in life. Here, in awareness, we need to take ownership of our experiences by becoming aware of how we are responding. It is not so much as to how we respond, but rather, does how we respond really serve us? This, of course, opens the question, what serves and doesn't serve us for what we wish to experience? If we look at co-creating with the usual perception of creation, we think of creating something. However, it is not necessarily something we bring into existence, but how we respond to the events to which we are being carried. Many decisions we make in life appear preordained, that many say that we do not have a free will. At times this does appear to be true, but in all cases we can choose how we respond internally to whatever is presented to us. Our response to life and what is presented to us is the co-creation. Our creativity and our creative imagination ultimately guiding our response to life and how we create our thoughts based on our past experiences. The challenge is to be aware and be present in the moment to see what response is being asked of us in that moment. We co-create with the creative essence in every response we make to life. While we may not control what experiences arise, we always have a choice how to respond. Taking ownership of these choices is key. Our creativity lies not just in what we produce, but in how we shape our experiences of life itself. To dance with this creative life energy flowing through us requires us to learn to navigate from the heart. That is, we become aware of what this flow of energy through us desires to experience and allow the energy through which we feel to set the direction for our life, and then use our mind, its creative imagination, and what our mind has come to learn about life and about living in the world in this time and place of our existence. Our task is twofold. One is to give this creative life energy what it desires to experience, and two, in addition to aligning with what the creative life energy is to do, we need to look at what is asked of us to survive in the world in a way that we find ourselves able to express our uniqueness and direct our life towards creating a life worth living. A life worth living is a life so rich and so full that if we died in this moment and discovered eternity is doing what we are doing now, our life is so rich and full in opportunities and adventures and internally satisfying, we will be perfectly satisfied to live eternity exploring all that is available to us. Alternatively said, each of us exists for a purpose and a role to play, created and orchestrated by the creative essence of creation. How we choose to respond to what enters our life is where we co-create with creation. Our response to life and what is presented to us is the co-creation. Every response to life is a creation. Every response is a creative act. To create is to bring something into existence. What we create can be a copy or something new, original, never before seen. As a minimum, every response we make in life, we are bringing into existence a way of being and that new response can be a copy of the past or something new and never before experienced. Our creativity and our creative imagination ultimately guide our response to life is our direct connection and personal experience of the source of creation, the creative essence of creation, giving rise to creation. In each moment, we are a creator creating improvisationally a response consciously in awareness or unconscious in unawareness. It is here we can understand the importance of being aware and awake and present to what the moment offers. In awareness, we can choose what we create. In unawareness, our response to what is presented in that moment is based on our past habits and ways of being. It is only being present to what the moment offers us do we create a new way of being. In either case, we are co-creating with creation and either recreating the past or creating a new original creation. Understanding and acting on the implications of what is stated here is the starting point and foundation to understand why we are here in physical creation, taking ownership of our experiences and understanding the depth and breadth of our creative power and creative ability available to us. Here it needs to be noted that to fully understand what is stated here, one needs to act on what is reported here and do one's own experiments to validate the understanding experientially for oneself. We need to remember creativity is experiential. Creativity is something experienced. Even to sit and contemplate possible options or variations to what we are contemplating is an experience of creation. Contemplation in the moment is bringing something, a way of being, into existence not previously existing in the moment for the time and the place you find yourself. To validate the understanding stated here experientially will require a journey in a variety of areas, many of which are briefly discussed in the recordings on the implications on the statement, the creative essence of creation desires to express itself through us. However, the only question that we really need to ask and act on is, what is being asked of me? This question can be asked from the present moment or a more broader question about life. In asking this question or its equivalent question in your own way, we then only need to listen and feel the answer however it arises. As a result of the nature of our mind, we may never get a clear mental picture of what is asked of us, but we will feel it. We then have the choice to follow the feeling or go in another direction.